Who remembers when Call of Duty used to show off player counts? Remember when you could boot up the game and then get an instant look at how many people were online, what game modes they were playing? I've shared the 3 million people online Black Ops 1 post and video a bunch over the years. I mean, those were the days. Where around the time of Advanced Warfare and Black Ops 3, Activision in their infinite decision making removed the in-game player counts. And the theory is they were actually embarrassed by how quickly the counts on newer games would drop, while the counts on the older games, they would remain the same. That doesn't really make a lot of sense, and that doesn't bode well when you're trying to sell a new product on the shelf or digitally when the old one is what everybody flocks to. I mean, back in the Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops 1 days, it was not uncommon. I was there to see over 1 million people online at one time. But then when Ghost came around, the player counts, they were really low, to the point that the older games were actually beating the newer games consistently, which I think led to Activision turning them off altogether. And look, you can't always beat your previous record. It's unrealistic to expect your franchise to always be topping its previous record, but also it's pretty easy to see why Activision turned off player counts, and they've been hiding them for a while. Welcome to the channel, everybody. Non-AI Jimmy here. Today we have another COD commentary. And yes, as you see by that clickbait-esque title, Call of Duty has hit a new record low. We're going to talk about it today. What if I actually told you we got some player counts recently for both Call of Duty and Battlefield 6? But let's just say things look pretty bleak for Activision going into Black Ops 7 right now. And I think we are all assumed player counts were low for COD recently, but the stuff I'm going to show you, even me, 16, 17-year-old Call of Duty creator content veteran, I was a little surprised. If you guys enjoy these off-the-cuff commentary, old-school chaos videos, definitely drop a like and definitely get involved in the comment section. I'm going to read every single comment on every single video, and if you have suggestions for topics you want me to talk about, not only in Call of Duty, but in the FPS gaming realm that you think would be interesting, let me know. Because I'm at a point now in 2025 where I'm nothing holding back. I'm going to give my opinions, whether that's good, bad, ugly, pretty, doesn't matter. So, as you probably know, Call of Duty has been lumping all of its games into the same app over the last few years. The community may have hated the COD HQ system because of how complicated it made things and how many bugs it introduced, plus it was absolutely gigantic, so you had to basically clear your hard drive to play COD, but that also means that all of the Call of Duty games now share a player pool, which means Activision gets to, let's just, in a nice way, say, cheese their way to the top of the most played charts across all the gaming platforms, or at least that was the plan. Since Warzone, Black Ops 6, Modern Warfare 3, they're all lumped together in that same player pool. That makes the Call of Duty player count much higher than it otherwise would have reflected. And it also makes it much easier for COD to rise to the top of those player charts, which that encourages more people to jump on and play, because player counts are important. It's like a visual stimulant, if you will. You go, say, you look at the Call of Duty player charts and you haven't played it in a little while, you're out playing whatever. Doesn't matter. You're playing Arc Raiders, or you're playing Battlefield 6, or you're playing your favorite single-player game, or you went back to Fortnite because you want to play with The Simpsons. But then you look over at Call of Duty. You're a Call of Duty person, like, through your core, right? And you go look at those counts, and those counts are way up there. And you're like, what am I missing? And it instantly creates this FOMO of, I have to get back on and see what's going on. And then when you get back on, much to your dismay, you weren't missing anything. You were missing the Beavis and Butthead skin. And that's about it. You see how that gets conflated? You see how that's very manipulative? It is. It encourages people to jump in and play. But one platform where COD has been seriously struggling is the PC. Now, before you say, oh, Jimmy, nobody plays on PC, or no COD players are on PC, I'm going to counter that. I'm going to counter that with some reality for your face. PC gaming is huge now. And there are actually way more PC gamers than console gamers, mainly due to the fact that there are a lot of regions around the world where console gaming isn't very popular, but PC gaming is. On top of that, Activision themselves have confirmed that a huge chunk or percentage of the Call of Duty player base is now on PC. According to data from 2023 coming straight from Bobby Kotick himself, the largest Call of Duty platform is mobile devices. That is followed by PC, and then PlayStation, and then Xbox. According to the data, the PC makes up about 25% of the total COD player base, while the PlayStation and Xbox, they make up about 24% together. So there are actually more PC COD players than there are console players. So don't dismiss the PC player base so easily. I mean, if COD is struggling on PC, there's a really good chance it's struggling on the consoles running parallel as well. So now, let's get into the new data. According to Steam charts, which track the player counts of all Steam games in real time, Call of Duty recently dropped to an average player count of just over 40,000 over the last 30 days. So at any time of the day, there's roughly 40,000 people playing Call of Duty on PC. Now remember, that's all of the Call of Duty games. That's Warzone, that's Black Ops 6, that's Modern Warfare 3, and that's Modern Warfare 2. So across all of those games, there's an average of 40,000 players on PC. Before you say, Jimmy, that's a lot of people, I want to give you some perspective here. Battlefield 6, which is the main competition for Call of Duty right now, averages around 300,000 concurrent players on Steam at this moment I'm making this video, which is pretty insane. That's just one game. One game versus Warzone, Black Ops 6, Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 2. Okay? So not only is COD only managing 40,000 Steam players across 4 different games, but it's getting absolutely steamrolled by one Battlefield game. And this is just a couple weeks before the release of a new COD game, which would usually mean there's a lot of interest in the franchise and people are going back to the other games to get ready in preparation for Black Ops 7. That's not happening. And before you say, Jimmy, well, Battlefield 6 is fresh, it's new, and Call of Duty or Black Ops 7 isn't out yet, so that's a skewed stat. Well, we'll make this video again in a couple weeks, and then you let me know how skewed it is. Now, there is some things I want to mention here about Steam numbers for starters. Call of Duty is now on PC Game Pass, and PC Game Pass is hosted through a different app. So, if you are playing COD on PC through the Game Pass, you are not being counted on the Steam charts. But at the same time, PC Game Pass has been rapidly losing subscribers after the price went up, so I really don't think there's that many people being added to the mix there. But I do want to be generous. Let's say PC Game Pass is adding an additional 20,000 average players to Call of Duty. That would put the average player count at 60,000. Then, some people will say Call of Duty is also hosted on Activision's proprietary launcher, Battle.net. Okay, so let's go ahead and add another 20K from that. That means the average player count for COD on PC across all methods of playing with my gorilla math is still less than 100,000. Reminder, Battlefield 6 is averaging over 300,000 concurrent players on Steam alone. Battlefield 6 is also available on the other PC launchers, namely EA's own subscription service, meaning their PC player count is also higher than the Steam charts actually say. So yeah, it's not looking great for Call of Duty at the moment. For the first time in a long time, I would say Call of Duty is solidly losing the FPS war to Battlefield, and it's not even neck and neck. Even if you want to say I'm lowballing COD's PC numbers, which you can, that's fine, Battlefield's still beating it. COD Steam charts say 40,000, I added an extra 40,000, I doubled it up from Xbox and Battle.net. So what if I added an extra 80,000 on top of those two apps? That still means the total count is 120,000 compared to, I didn't do my math right there, did I? 80 plus 80 is 160. Let's just say 160,000. You're still just at half of what Battlefield is getting on Steam alone right now. So no matter how you want to look at this, Call of Duty is getting, they're getting spanked right now by Battlefield on PC. And also, this is subjective. It's right now. It'll change next week, and it'll probably change the week after, and then it'll change a month after. And if I had to predict, I think Call of Duty will be beating concurrently Battlefield when Black Ops 7 launches. And then if I predict again 2 weeks after, you're already going to have community people leaving it. That's just how it works. So we'll really get the idea of which one is the most, I guess you could say, consistent and steady, probably into December. That would be my guess on it. So right now, though, it's not good. And that's not a good thing going into a brand new Call of Duty game that launches in a couple weeks. Now, you could say the Black Ops 7 will get things back on track. You could say Black Ops 7 is going to come out and shoot COD back to the top of the list. Like I said, you may be right temporarily. Pre-release hype, though, for Black Ops 7, I think it's about as high as it's going to get right now. So you tell me, are you feeling hyped? The game is 2 weeks away as I make this video. The marketing train, they've been going nuts. So you could imagine pre-orders probably look good. Now, let's look at the Steam top seller charts right now. According to Steam themselves, Battlefield 6 is the number 3 game on the top seller charts, while Black Ops 7, it's not even in the top 40. That doesn't stop on the PC. If you go to the PlayStation Store, Battlefield 6, literally the number 1 best-selling game in the US, while Call of Duty isn't cracking the top 5. Now remember, that Call of Duty app contains all of the Call of Duty games, including Black Ops 7. It's still getting smoked by Battlefield 6 on the PlayStation. So what does all of that mean? Well, Why am I spending so much time on this? I think it's kind of obvious here. We've been hearing a ton of discourse online about how Battlefield is killing Call of Duty, or about how COD is going to swing back and kill Battlefield, but the numbers, and I'm going off the data right now, also being subjective and letting you know, like, a lot of this is nuanced. Battlefield has a huge lead over Call of Duty right now. And even if Black Ops 7 comes out and it does really well for itself, it's going to have a lot of ground to make up. And you may say, well, we don't have to have this Battlefield versus Call of Duty Black Ops 7 war, Jimmy. That's like dumb with the console wars, blah, blah, blah. Well, you're right and you're wrong. Because last time I checked, you can physically only hold a controller and play one game at a time. You can physically only use a mouse and keyboard and play one game at a time. So in essence, they are at war with each other. They're in a consumer war. They are in an hour war. They are at war for your time, your precious gaming hours. And you can either play one or the other, or one of the other many, many options that are out there in the gaming world. But don't make any mistake here. They are up against each other. This is not we can play them both and be happy for these people. It's not. They are a company. They are both publicly traded companies that answer to their shareholders, and all their shareholders want to see is their stocks go up. Their stocks don't go up if they don't sell more copies. They don't sell more copies if they don't put out a good product that people are enjoying and they are putting their time into the game. So yes, Battlefield 7 and Black Ops 6 are most definitely in a competitive business consumer war. So I just wanted to kind of put that out there, okay? And Call of Duty may swing back. Black Ops 7 may be a huge success. I have no doubt that Black Ops 7 will sell tons of copies and probably greatly increase the player counts on Steam alone and move up the ranks of the sales charts. But will it be able to move all the way up to where Battlefield 6 is sitting right now? Because I don't think I can remember a time that Battlefield had this big of a lead over Call of Duty. I mean, unless Black Ops 7 is the best Call of Duty game we've had in a decade, I don't know if it'll dethrone Battlefield 6. And I've seen many times where Battlefield 6 comes out hot because it was launched first, but then it just succumbs to Call of Duty over time. I don't know. I mean, it might actually give it some competition. My personal opinion, I don't think Call of Duty wins the FPS showdown this year. And if I said that any time in the past when there was a Battlefield title or a Call of Duty title launching in the same year, I would be saying it and I would not be believing myself, because Call of Duty always ends up winning in the end. I don't know if that's going to be the case this year. Battlefield is just way too big. It has way too big of a lead. And for the first time in a long time, I don't think the COD community is as passionate as they once were. Not the first time in a long time. You guys know what I mean. I think it's at an all-time low when it comes to passion, when it comes to, what's the word I'm looking for here? Loyalty. That's the word I'm looking for. Loyalty. Because you're listening to me, but you're listening to a guy that Call of Duty changed his life in every way possible. I've been making content on Call of Duty for almost 2 decades. Call of Duty has helped form my life, my family, all the opportunities I've had. In one way or another, Call of Duty has been connected to me in some form or fashion for a good portion of my life. And I'm here to tell you that I don't have the passion or loyalty that I once did. I don't. Is that my fault? I don't think so, but that's where we sit. So in order for COD to make up for all the lost ground, they're going to have to come up with the best, most hyped game in a long time. I don't think Black Ops 7 is that, and I definitely don't think Modern Warfare 4 is going to be that either. Black Ops 7's got some nostalgia they're working with. They're going to give us old school maps and all that, and people will like that for a little while. Modern Warfare 4, we are literally beating the old dusty carpet out there, trying to get the last little remnant of dust out. I don't even want to talk about that right now. Give us a brand new sub-franchise for the love of Pete, please. I think Battlefield wins this year. So that's what I'm going to leave you guys with. I want you guys to tell me in the comments section which one wins. Don't give me the whole they're not at war, they're different games. Battlefield's more of a military shooter. Call of Duty's more of an arcadey style. I don't care. You can only play one at a time. And I want to know truthfully from you, at the end of the day, when we get into 2026, let's just say we're in February of 2026. Which one of these FPS juggernauts is getting more playing time from the base? That's what I want to know from you guys. And if you want to extend in that answer, I want to know why you actually feel that way. there you go, guys. If you have other topics you want me to talk about, definitely let me know. We're going to rotate this. We'll probably do a commentary every other day, and then we'll, of course, do our top 10, top 20s, every COD history, all that good stuff that you guys know and love on the channel. I'll see you soon.